Things are going absolutely crazy in the world right now. With the EBT food stamp problem, people are saying that they're going to go out and steal food from the grocery stores.
Yeah.
They're saying that they're going to come take food from people's shopping carts once they walk out of the door.
Yeah, it's just getting wild.
Yeah, they're telling people, watch out, when you're putting food into the back of your vehicle, we're going to come steal it from you. That makes me concerned as a father and a husband. Kelly, of course, says she doesn't want to go to the grocery store without me going there with her.
No.
We do, of course, live in an open carry state in the United States of America. That greatly cuts down on people seeing me as prey or as an easy target. We are going to go right now and try to top off our 1 year amount of food.
Yes.
1 year of food for a family of 4, if you're not going to the store and you're supplementing the meat that you catch, is about 400 pounds of rice, 300 pounds of flour, 2 to 3, 200 pounds of oats, and 200 pounds of sugar.
Right.
Number 10 cans, that's your rice, or I'm sorry, your beans, corn.
Sweet potatoes, things like that, so you get some vegetables in the mix.
Yeah, they really screw you with things like canned soup, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So don't get that, get bouillon, get your own noodles, or have a noodle maker on your...
Yeah, you really need to think of what you need to get to make the staple, you know, foods, breads, soups, stuff like that from scratch, because you are going to get away with more, you know, supplies if you're making it yourself.
Now, we know, because we went back into our things that we purchased last year, and even just last year, we are looking at like a 20% increase?
Oh yeah, we were looking through old receipts, and some of the stuff, everything is at least 30% more, but some of it is even more than that.
So not just that, we're trying to get ahead of any bigger problems that we might see in our country. So guys, come with us. We're going to head to the Sam's Club. Now, we thought about doing like Webstron, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Or like Restaurant Depot stores, things like that. But honestly, you have to have a membership. They kind of screw you on the bulk and when you can get it. You're getting off-brand stuff a lot of times. So we're instead going to just do Sam's Club. You'll pay about 10 to 20% more, but it's the brands you know that you cook with every day. I know that if you cook rice using different rice, sometimes it cooks different.
Yeah, that's true if the...
Starch or whatever.
Starch, that's it.
So guys, come with us. We're gonna see what we can find, and hopefully we'll get some good deals and some recipe ideas. If you have any, please put them down in the comment box for us.
Yes, please.
All right, I've got a little side note for you guys here. This is just some mud that we have, some sand and everything that's out front of our property. And this works as an off-grid trespassing track for you. You'll see if there are people coming through or dogs coming through. We often just check out here to see if we have coyotes or raccoons that are coming onto the property. But you can also keep a close eye to see if anybody who is coming up to your gate or your location shouldn't be. So you can come and just brush this open and check it every day, have it part of your walks or your property surveillance. Check and see if anybody is, of course, where they shouldn't be. We only eat from our staple foods. So rice, sugar, flour, yeast, canned tomatoes, Rotel, your things like number 10 cans of sweet potatoes, your corn, all of these things like your beans, everything. That's what you can make about 25 to 30 different meal types from. You're gonna add in the meat that you either get that's canned meat at the grocery store, or you're gonna eat the meat that you hunt or fish. So just with those ingredients and your ability to store them for a year at a time, longer if you are putting them in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and sealing them up. But storing that is going to give your family an off-grid homestead safety barrier. Now, a safety barrier is important because what you want to do is not be completely devoid from this world. Instead, you want to not have to go to the store when things get crazy. And everything that I'm seeing right now tells me that things in this world are already getting crazy. There's threats of violence against people like politicians, which is wild. There's policing that is happening that is pretty concerning on the grand scheme of things. There are people who are threatening other people because of their religious or their political ideologies. The grocery store theft is crazy, and I don't mean people walking into the stores. I mean the grocery store stealing from you, because every single month their profits climb a little bit, and every single month it gets harder for you to buy those things with the dollars that you have access to. That means that the purchasing power of the United States dollar is declining, while corporate profits are on the incline, and you're left down at the bottom. Now, not everybody can go get a year's worth of food, I get that, but for 1 year, with the amounts that I told you before, and some of what you're gonna see in today's video, 1 year you're gonna spend at a retail store, the highest prices, about $2,000, $2,500. So think about that in the grand scheme. That's a whole year's worth of food. If you break that up by month, what's $2,000 divided by 12 months? You're looking at about $200 and some dollars a month, which is much lower than what I bet you're paying at the grocery store today. Now, we of course have $166. Kelly just looked it up. So a lot of people are spending $400, $800 a month at the grocery store right now today, and they're getting 1 month's worth of food. So you don't have to buy it all at once in bulk. This is our third trip to make our 1 year food allotment. So 3 trips, maybe 4 if we go back for some other things, and that's just in food. We're also going to get a year's worth of soap, and I'm not worried that I'm not going to be able to get soap in 6 months, because heck, I can make soap. All I need is the fat from the animals that I butcher or hunt. I need the lye and ash that comes from the fires that I'm already making, and I can make the soap myself. Now instead, I'm putting a hedge against future inflation, supply chain issue problems, or just the need to leave my family and go to the grocery store or the supply store or a pickup drop or whatever. So I'm buying these things right now so that in the future I don't have to buy these things. So I'm hedging against inflation. I'm hedging against the problems that we have in our society as a whole. And I'm very fortunate that Kelly, my wife, does all of the cooking. She asks for certain things from me, like my fried rice. Okay, she likes my fried rice. She wants me to make her birthday cake, so I make her birthday cake and I decorate it. But everything else, pretty much, Kelly does that traditional role of I take care of the security, but she backs me up. She takes care of the cooking, and I back her up on that. So we still spend time together, but she has found a way to make out of very staple ingredients, things like rice, flour, sugar, all the things that you can make from your rice are rice flour, because you need a grain mill, which is pretty inexpensive today. You can make your rice flour, rice noodles. You can make cakes and desserts out of the flour and sugar, make bread out of the flour, pizza, what's that, the pizza like calzone?
Calzone, yeah.
You can make all of these things from very, very staple ingredients. So just being able to get these things is putting my family a little bit ahead so that I don't have to have that, I call it my backpack. And that means I'm wearing a backpack every day. And if you've ever walked anywhere or you've ever went on a hike, you know that your backpack weighs you down. And so my backpack gets a little bit less heavy. My burden gets a little bit less heavy if I have these things ready, so that if my economic situation took a negative turn, well, we've got a year's worth of food and soap and toothpaste to rely on. If the world gets a little bit crazier, well, I've got a year that I don't have to get to the grocery store. It doesn't mean I won't go, or if Kelly's like, oh man, I really want that this week. If the world is fine, the supply chain's fine, inflation's not crazy, we're gonna go get that this week. It just means that I don't have to have that in my backpack, my burden of responsibility to know that my family is fed. We've got propane, which we just had propane filled up today. How much was it?
It was $340.
So $340. We're able to get about a year's worth of use out of our propane tank. We use it for 2 propane heaters inside the house, and we use it for propane
Cooking.
range cooking. So we have a propane stove, propane oven. We get about a year's worth of it cooking nowhere else. So for $300 and some, I can get a year's worth of cooking and heating of my home.
Right.
So now I've got a year's worth of propane, a year's worth of food, a year's worth of soap, a year's worth of toothpaste. I've got a year's worth of all of these things that if the rest of this crazy world were to get a little bit crazier, I don't have to worry about it. So I hope that you guys are doing the same thing, and please let me know down in the comments, because maybe you're like, Brad, you're crazy. I don't want to have to only walk to my storage space to get rice. You're an idiot. I want to go to the store and see all these other people, because Walmart and Sam's Club people are so happy. And maybe I'm missing out. Maybe it's me. But if it's not and you're like that too, let me know in the comments what type of recipes that you guys have, because I know that you have recipes I haven't even thought of. So for our corn, when we get dried corn, like popcorn kernels, we're making turmeric popcorn. We're making jalapeno popcorn. We're doing all these seasoning things so that it's not just the same popcorn.
Right, and if you want something sweet, you can do like cinnamon sugar or some other, you know, sweet ingredients to it to make it like a little treat and not just another savory thing.
Yeah, and like when Kelly makes bread, our youngest son always makes bread with her. Yep. He loves it. If that's not a part of growing up and living, I don't know what is. I didn't make bread with my parents. They didn't know how to make homemade bread.
Yeah, I didn't either. But we've kind of made it I guess a tradition, if you want to call it, that every time we make bread, he always likes to help. He remembers the recipe. He helps with, you know, the flour and all of that. And then from that, just bread loaves, we make many other meals from it. You know, you make the bread loaf, and then we can make pizza bread. We can make toast, egg sandwiches from the eggs from our chickens. We can make sweet things. You can make cinnamon rolls from the same dough. There's so many possibilities with it that even though you're just making bread, it opens up a lot of other options for you.
Yeah, your recipes abound just from that one thing, knowing how to make bread. And it's really easy. I mean, she's mixing the bread with yeast and a little bit of sugar, let it proof.
Right.
She beats it down. They both beat it down. My youngest son really likes that part.
That's the most fun for him. He said, can I punch it down? But out of flour, water, yeast, salt, sugar, that's it.
And then she separates rolls from me, and she adds 6 pepper seasoning onto my rolls and my oldest son's rolls. Then for her and our youngest, they're making regular bread, which they make toast. They make garlic toast. They make sugary morning toast. They make all their sandwiches out of. You can add it to your soup. I got a little roadkill. What's this go?
That is, nope, that's road garbage.
Yeah, debris. So you always got to keep your wits about you. Situational awareness is really important, because even though I'm engaging with you guys there, constantly looking at the world around me, she can make all these different recipes. So let me know in the comments what recipes you have that maybe I don't know about, so that we can learn together.
We are done shopping. We got everything loaded. They were actually surprisingly out of a few things. They didn't have any flour, so we couldn't get any flour. They only had a couple of oats left, so we cleared them out of what they had left. Luckily, that stuff we can order to ship to the house. So we're gonna do that for the stuff that they just didn't have. But we did get most of the things on our list that were available. And now we are...
Now the fun part starts.
Yeah,
putting
packed
it all
up.
away.
Yeah, packed up and gotta drive home and put it all away.
Now, I know a lot of people are gonna, and trust me, seeing the bill for this stuff, it's gonna take me a while to get not angry.
Yeah.
Because I know that just a couple of months, in the grand scheme of things, a couple of months ago, this was a lot less expensive than it is today. Mm-hmm. But I also, my anger over that will slowly evolve into the certainty that I have food for my family, and that if anything crazy does go on in this world, well, I'm not going to have to do crazy things to get food for my family.
Right.
Now, a lot of people aren't in the same position, and they might not be able to get food like this, but what you can do is hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You can start fishing.
Right.
You can get a trapping permit. You can start trapping.
Right.
You can buy a couple of quail, which start laying their eggs at 6 weeks.
Right.
You can start doing some things.
Right. You can get some seeds. You can, even if you can't do a garden, you can do sprouting. You can just fill in the gap where you can, where it's doable. You know, you can do a little jar of seeds and have sprouts, which are very high in nutrition and very easy to do even if you're in a small apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So
just keep working on it, guys. We're gonna keep working on it here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming along this now frustrating that I see all the money go out.
Yeah.
Frustrating journey of stacking up our 1-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you guys for being a part of our family and everything that we do. So from my family to yours, please stay safe.